Welcome back to the shop. I'm Jason, and what you see above me here is Project Cheapskate. We just recently replaced the engine mounts here up front, and here in the middle, we have to try to replace our transmission mount. I bought this kit off of Amazon with both the engine and transmission mounts, so I figure I should probably install this guy. Now, if you have looked into how to replace this at all, you know that there's a special tool and cup and situation to get this in and out that most people don't have. Now, the tool is fairly inexpensive on the Amazon market or the eBay marketplace, but I'm gonna try to do it without because I don't have any plans to do this transmission mount on anybody else's car, at least in the near future, unless you're out there in the Phoenix Valley and you have one of these you need replaced and you want to work out a deal. There's that. So I'll see if I can get it done without it. I've already pulled the main splash panel, this one, that I'm completely black. You can't even see me. Anyhow, I pulled this one down. Next step, we need to get our tranny crossmember brace off, which is just 6 bolts and our 1 through bolt through our mount. To do that, you can just let the engine hang off of the motor mounts. I really don't like that, so I'm gonna put a pull jack here in the middle. That way, my new motor mounts that are installed stay new for longer. So you could do this just the same with a jack or a jack stand, but since I'm using a lift, this is how I'm gonna support it. You can see that the mount actually has quite a bit of movement when I put this up there to it. So maybe it was actually a good time to do this. So that's it. We just support it a little bit. Then we're gonna pull our bolts out of the side here. We have 6 16 mils. And you can get by the exhaust. The instructions do call for pulling the exhaust down, but that's not really necessary. Our through bolt is a 16 as well. Wait, no, that's an 18. As soon as that bolt comes out, that brace is gonna try to fall down on your face. So make sure you support it. So it's gonna get stuck on the exhaust there, but you can just bend and twist and lower it straight down. Now we can see our mount. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna try to get to the top of it and get some lube in there and squirt down and around it. And then I'm gonna try to drive it out the back. We're gonna start with just some WD-40. Try to get that up there. Ultimately, the mount has these little rubber edges here that are actually the position that's holding it in, or the force that's holding it in. Oh, that actually looks like it might work. Over on this side of the mount, I can see that there's a little, what looks like a window. Let's see if we'll focus here right there. I'm gonna try to squirt some lube in there from this side. And no, I'm not using a penetrant, I'm just using WD-40 because, well, it's what I have. I think I have some penetrating oil over on my rack there, but I don't know. It's on the other side of the shop. I don't walk over there right now. Now this thing is moving. Ow. Let's see if a little manual persuasion from the back. Just as you're swinging, don't break the corner of your transmission pan off. For heaven's sake, please don't do that. Would you look at that? She's out. And when you look around the mount, you can see that the lubricant went all the way in there. Now we're gonna take a little bit of Super Clean, or yeah, this is Super Clean. We're gonna clean the lubricant out of here, and then we're gonna clean the housing as well with a little bit of a Brillo pad. We don't want our new mount to be too slippery in there, or slippery at all. We want it to go in and stay in place. But we are gonna have to lubricate it with something to go in, and I'll show you what that is. So what special lube do I use? Whenever I'm putting a bushing in that needs to be stable after you're done with it, I like to use dish soap and water. Why? Well, the water evaporates, and when the dish soap has no water in it, it's not slippery anymore. It actually gets kind of sticky, so it'll hold everything in place. So all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna lube the outside of this guy with some dish soap and water, and I'm gonna see if we can't squeeze this guy in there back in place. Now the factory tool actually helps to align it, but we can actually see where it needs to be aligned here, and we can work with that. Okay, so I got this guy all soapy. You can see there, just with it soapy, started to squeeze in on its own. And then I'm gonna take a C-clamp and see if I can't squeeze one of my ball joint tools over the outside here. Looks like I can't yet. So we're gonna start with just the C-clamp. Now my soap is drying already. I can see that it's getting sticky. And I'm just gonna squeeze here in the middle and see if there's enough rubber there to push it in. Oh, the soap is already dried out. And this guy is stuck. Getting stuck. So we'll just re-lube it. Take and lube this up in here. I'm gonna try again. There we go. Just push. It actually pushed 99% of the way in all by itself. And I can't really rotate it anymore, but you can see we're lined up right there. That is pretty cool. We're pushed all the way through the backside. Once our soap dries out, it's gonna be nice and sticky. Damn. I'm actually kind of surprised that that worked as well as it did. But boy, am I stoked that it did, because I didn't want to buy another one of these tools. And I suppose when I do the motor mounts on my wife's car, I'll go ahead and do the tranny mount like this, and I'll do it the same way. Whoo, that's exciting. I love tools, but when I can save a buck, that's nice too. Now we just continue on with reinstallation. We gotta tilt this up and around. Squeeze that guy in there. Line up our bolt hole. It's getting lined up. In fact, I'm just going to put them all in. Wham bam, thank you ma'am. Well, I'm going to say that was a pretty valuable lesson that we learned. You don't need the special tool for this mount. I'm sure that this is going to apply to all of the X-Drive vehicles, because I'm pretty sure they use the same or very similar of a mount. So, you know, try it at your own risk, but you saw how easy mine was to come out. I think the older the mount, the easier it will be to come out, because the rubber will have hardened so much. So, you know, bear that in mind. Thanks for watching. I look forward to seeing you on the next one. I've got more projects slated to come on the 540, and who knows, maybe I'll wind up selling one or two or both of these cars and buying another project here for the channel soon. Thanks again for watching. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, do all those things. You know how to make me happy.